20. 15.
Check, 59.
22.
Whip. Watch the whip.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. The first carry now. This is Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He'll return it from the 6. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 29, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down.
Check it back. Check 37. Check 27.
First down, here's the run with Cook. He was brought down by Devon Kennard. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Check 3. Hey, check 24. Check 24. He's coming.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Cook following the penalty. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's got the hook up to Moore. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Here we go.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Hey, check. Hey, get him.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 30 yards there. And, of course, the 1st down as well.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Johnson. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
White.
Begin.
On 3rd down, Stafford. Complete to Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the end.
22 jet bomber. Double right.
Watch twins.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Complete. It's Johnson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Monday. Hey, orbit.
59 Mike. Check.
Throwing is Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point by McCrane, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think I'm going to take it into the basketball world. Scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
46-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. This thrown quickly out to Jones. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Again, it's Stafford. To the right side, and he's got more complete. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Mike, check, 59. No chance.
To the air again, Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Middle.
First and goal.
Bravo.
8-yard line.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
From the gun, here's Stafford. That is caught at the 7-yard line. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 28.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So time. Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, yo. Kill.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
Let's go, baby.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And this is Cook with a grab. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 2nd down, Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Cousins on 1st down. It's complete to Diggs. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. First down. Here's Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. He's got Smith here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but now it'll be third down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They'll throw again. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I'm coming. And middle. 42. Alert! Check. Mike 42. Blue down. Shoot! Watch the shoot!
Hey, Delta!
42's the mic, boys. 42's the mic.
Hot.
Check.
Stafford now to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. The final shot before the break, Stafford. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this with intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Defense wins championships, baby. Switch.
To throw is Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken on the 25. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On 2nd down now, it's Cook. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. The tackle made there by Jared Davis. They're losing here in the 3rd quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was the place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Johnson, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Zero.
Jones has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, 1st down. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The 43-yard line.
Set. 280.
55. Hey, eat. We didn't want this.
Omaha, ready, move.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Check 99. Check 99.
2nd and 5 now. Stafford, and he's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. David Moore with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
No. Check.
Silent. 64. Weak.
Check. Through. Crouch. Two.
Line out.
He's checking. Crash. Check. Kill. Watch, twist.
Zebra.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The throw right sideline here is complete, and that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. It's a foot race. The 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 51 yards.
1st down.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again, it's Cousins. It's complete to Williams. And then he goes with a juke. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. They go play action here on 1st down. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Cousins again. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. Following the touchdown, McCrane set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Stafford eluding the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Daniil Hunter on the stop. Brings up 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 17. Faking to give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay. 77 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield. And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving. Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right? In that case, he left me a long time ago. Come on now. Trust me.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again. And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
The Vikings on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be third and a mile.
Check 26, check 26. Check 3, check 3.
Hey, check 20. Listen to me.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Ben Gideon in on the stop. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Let's get it. Mike set. 180. Mike's by 4.
All day, dog.
Alert flag. Alert flag. Flag.
Third and long. It's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal.
Tighten up. Tighten up.
Christian, grab it.
Stafford. Caught by Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll run it with Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Set. 180. Mike 54. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Big 20.
Come. Watch out.
On the toss, here's Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal play.
And the kicker,